The following is a historical documentary about the origin of the Nagas, an ancient race of people who lived over 25,000 years ago at the dawn of human civilization. We will explore the origin story from the Sumerian Empire to Egypt, India and the Mesoamerica. Be warned though, for this is a dangerous tale filled with forbidden knowledge that has been suppressed by the powers that be for man years. The only reason you are seeing this today is because we managed to steal a copy of it before the censors could destroy it. So please stay quiet about this video or else those powerful forces could come after you too. Are you sure you can keep a secret? Then let us begin. Thousands of years ago in a time before written history, the Sumerians were the first human civilization to evolve in the Fertile Crescent region of the Middle East. By 3500 BC, they had developed cities, organized religion and the ability to write. It was also during this time that the Anunnaki came down from the planet Nibiru and created man in their own image. But this was not done for benevolent reasons. Instead, they saw the creation of man as a means of free labor, like Anu's slave race to help them run their mining operations. Men would do all the hard work while the Anunnaki would live in luxury in the sky city of Nippur. However, one of the Ankis scientists named Ninhursag was repulsed by the thought of enslaving these humans. She felt bad for them. Ninhursag took matters into her own hands and decided to create a master race of superhuman beings who would rule over humanity and protect them from harm. She performed experiments with her own DNA and that of the humanoids until she finally created a perfect specimen. They were tall and muscular with heads similar to birds and skin covered in feathers. These humanoid bird people were called the Igigi, but they did not last long on Earth. The Anunnaki king, Enlil, found out what Ninhursag was doing and he banished her from the planet. Ninhursag crash-landed on the shores of the Persian Gulf where she gave birth to a race of amphibious creatures that would eventually become known as the Nagas. In ancient Sanskrit, Naga means both snake and the divine. The Nagas were said to have originated in the continent of Kumari, which some believe to be the lost land of Lemuria. The first Naga was named Takshaka. He was the father of all subsequent Nagas and the king of the underworld. It was Takshaka who taught the human race how to read and write and the other worldly knowledge. In return, the humans sacrificed food to him and left offerings at the entrance to his lair. But there was a taboo that humans had to respect, never to kill a snake. This taboo ensured that the Nagas and the humans lived in harmony for thousands of years. But there was one human who did not respect the Nagas, King Parikshit. He killed a venomous snake and as punishment, he was cursed to die by snake bite. Parashurama then set out on a pilgrimage to find the most venomous snake in the world so that he could break the curse. On his journey, he met a sage named Kashyap Muni, who explained to him the importance of respecting all life, but Parashurama was desperate to break his curse. So he continued on his journey until he came upon a lake guarded by a huge Naga. When the Naga saw Parashurama approaching, he uncoiled himself and raised his hood in preparation to strike. But just then, Parashurama looked into the eyes of the Naga and he saw the face of his guru, the great sage Dadhichi. Parashurama realized that he had stumbled upon the most venomous snake in the world, and he knew that if he could ask for a boon from the snake, he would be freed from his curse. Parashurama asked the Naga, "How should he worship you?" And the Naga replied, "You must build a temple in my honor and perform sacrifices to me every day." Parashurama did as he was told, and after many years of worship, he was finally cured of his curse. But when he went to tell his followers about his miraculous recovery, they did not believe him. They had heard stories about the horrible Naga race and they refused to listen to a word he said. Outraged by their disbelief, Parashurama performed a rain dance to bring poisonous snakes down from the sky to punish them. This event became known as Nagyos Nahan, the day the snakes fell. To this day, this sacred day is celebrated in India. The Mayan calendar, which dates back over 5,000 years, tells the story of the Nagas. Each year was represented by a glyph consisting of a number and a day sign. The day signs were often depicted as deities, and the Maya believed that each deity had a physical manifestation on Earth. The Maya kept careful records of important events, such as eclipses and the conjunctions, and they associated these astronomical events with the activities of the deities. When there was an eclipse, they believed that the deity associated with the day sign was in transit, and they would hold ceremonies to appease the deity. The Maya kept these records on a series of stone tablets known as the Dresden Codex. The codex is named after the German city where it is now kept, but it was originally discovered in the 19th century in Central America. The Maya civilization flourished in Central America from 2000 BC until 1697. During this time, they built great cities and temples and developed a complex system of government and society. But unfortunately, almost everything was destroyed by the Spanish conquistadors. They did this either by burning it, destroying it with explosives, or using it to build Christian churches. Despite the destruction of their cities and temples, the Maya were able to preserve much of their culture and traditions through their art and architecture. One of the most famous Maya sites is Tikal, which contains the remains of a great city that was home to over 100,000 people. The city was built around 400 BCE and was abandoned around 800. But despite its short duration, Tikal was an important center of Maya culture and trade. The city was located in the middle of the Maya lowlands, making it a convenient stopping point for merchants traveling between the Yucatan Peninsula and the Pacific coast. Tikal was also home to several important Maya rulers, including Yaxetl, who is credited with founding the Maya kingship. Yaxetl ruled from 378 to 400 BC, and his successors continued to expand the city's power and influence. However, Tikal was eventually conquered by the Itza Maya in the 17th century. The Maya were skilled astronomers and mathematicians, and they used their knowledge to develop a complex calendar system. The Maya calendar is still used today by some Maya communities, and it is based on the cycles of the moon and the planets. The Maya also developed a system of hieroglyphic writing, and they used it to record their history, mythology, and scientific discoveries. The Maya believed that the world was created in 13 heavens and 9 underworld levels. The Popol Vuh describes the creation of the world and the Maya people. According to the myth, the gods created the world by bringing land up from the underworld. They then created the first humans from maize and water. The Maya were also skilled engineers and architects, and they built great cities and temples. Some of the most famous Maya sites are Chichen Itza, Uxmal, and Palenque. These cities were once home to millions of people, and they were centers of trade and culture. The Maya were also great artists, and they created beautiful works of sculpture, painting, and pottery. Much of their art depicts scenes from their mythology, as well as everyday life in the Maya cities. Unfortunately, the Maya civilization declined in the 9th and 10th centuries, but their legacy lives on in the art, architecture, and the culture of Mesoamerica. Gilgamesh, the protagonist of the epic poem, goes on a quest to find the secret of immortality after the death of his friend Enkidu. During his travels, he meets the goddess Ishtar, who offers him immortality, but he refuses her gift. Gilgamesh then confronts the monster Humbaba, who guards the cedar forest. With the help of his friend Enkidu, he is able to defeat Humbaba and chop down the cedar trees. The goddess Ishtar is furious over the death of Humbaba and sends a scorpion man to kill Enkidu. Enkidu is able to defeat the scorpion man, but he is cursed to die as a punishment for killing Humbaba. Gilgamesh is devastated by the news that his friend will die, and he sets out on a quest to find the secret of immortality. He finds the secret of immortality, but it is not what he expected. Instead of a magical plant or potion, the secret is hidden inside a serpent. Gilgamesh is bitten by the serpent and he is granted immortality. He then returns to Uruk to rule as its king. It is possible that the legend of Gilgamesh was inspired by real events. There is evidence that the city of Uruk was destroyed by a flood in 2000 BC. This event may have inspired the story of the Great Flood in the Bible and the Quran. The story of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest pieces of literature ever discovered. It was written down on tablets made from clay and it dates by over 5,000 years. The epic poem is divided into 11 chapters and it tells the story of Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk. In the first chapter, Gilgamesh is introduced as a wild man who terrorizes the people of Uruk. The gods create Enkidu by Gilgamesh equal and the two become friends. In the second chapter, Gilgamesh and Enkidu go on a quest to find the secret of immortality. They meet the goddess Ishtar, who offers Gilgamesh immortality, but he refuses her gift. So there you have it, the amazing origin story of the Nagas. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting adventures. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.